This is the Great Basin prescribed fire and weather briefing for Wednesday, March 12th. Looking at current conditions, we have prescribed fire projects in the purple throughout various areas of the Great Basin and recent natural fires in the yellow. It's our dormant season. We get these once in a while, usually just a few acres. Precipitation amounts in the past 7 days, fairly wet across southern and central areas, driest to the north. You can see that through here, much below normal in terms of the Idaho mountains, which is overall a switch from what we've been seeing the past several months. Looking at our fuel conditions, 100-hour fuels, most moist, above 20%, where you see the dark green areas, driest and not very dry. These values have come up a bit, more in the 11 to 15% in the south, where you see the yellow. Our 2-month flash drought index continues to flash very dry signals across the southern third of the geographic area, and that's where the snowpack is hovering close to 50% of normal in a lot of the red and orange shades, a lot of the higher terrain in southern Nevada and southern Utah, as well as the Arizona Strip, showing this. Otherwise, near normal snowpack in most other locations. And we got a pattern change coming up. Deep trough of low pressure approaching, still some dry air and some lingering warmth in the eastern portions of the Great Basin, but increasing clouds and precipitation starting to slide into the Sierra. Excellent overall dispersion with areas in the white. You can see the surface winds through here, strongest gusts of, actually sustained winds of 20 to 30 miles an hour or stronger in Nevada, bleeding into parts of western Utah. You see the humidity starting to come up everywhere. We were seeing teens down in the south and eastern Utah. Now we're seeing humidity levels rising above 30% in all areas. And the transport winds even stronger. Transport winds also analogous to peak gusts on the ridges, over 50 miles an hour. We see the areas in the brown and 30 to 50 in the areas in the orange to purple. And you see the overall vertical mixing also excellent in all areas. Now, the trough of low pressure overspreads much of the area with clouds and precipitation. We see the areas in the green, valley rains and mountain snows. Excellent overall dispersion as you would expect under high pressure. We have great surface winds coming out of the south and southwest, and see the speeds on the orange and purples. Lighter winds further up north in Idaho. See the minimum humidities here, high just about everywhere. The strongest transport winds are shifting over to the eastern Great Basin. Winds are diminishing across the north and the west, except for the high Sierra. Excellent vertical mixing as well. Now, another weak disturbance brings clouds and maybe some light spotty precipitation areas in the green on Friday. Again, same thing, great dispersion. Humidity levels stay fairly high. Winds, though, not really significant on Friday, not as significant as before. Although the transport winds are telling a different story. So once you get a few thousand feet above the ground or on the ridge tops, still some very strong winds coming in off the Sierra into parts of Nevada, as well as in southern Utah, and still up even in the higher terrain of Idaho. 3-day precipitation totals, light to moderate precipitation amounts. Areas in the blue are ½ inch to 1 inch of precipitation, so another 6 to 12 inches of snow in the mountains up here in Idaho and the Wasatch and some of the higher terrain of central Nevada, as well as the Sierra. As we go into Saturday, still a changeable pattern, still some clouds spilling over into Nevada with some light precip. Then high pressure starts building in with drier air across southern central areas, but this next trough of low pressure pushes the precipitation more into Idaho and Wyoming before it drops further south into Monday and may bring some light precipitation to parts of Utah and eastern Nevada. And then high pressure rebuilds again for Tuesday. Day 4, day 5 precipitation. This is Saturday morning through Monday morning. See some lingering amounts through here in the higher terrain of Utah and maybe heavier amounts in the Idaho mountains, as well as the Sierra. Day 6 and 7 with that next wave, a widespread light to locally moderate precipitation continues, so a good moistening overall. This is the 7-day precipitation total, so some of the dry areas, some of the drought areas in the south that we've been concerned about the last couple of months, they'll be seeing some significant increases in precipitation in the Arizona Strip, southern Nevada, southern Utah. So this is good news as we head into the latter part of March. Now later on, towards the end of March, March 19th to 25th, cooler than normal temperatures and overall wetter than normal conditions continue to be expected. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.